Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the first broadcast of Global Capital Inc. online radio and television show. Uh, just before I get into today's program, to permit me to introduce myself, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the self published best selling author for several books. Some of the books that I've already written are titled Billionaire Codes and Manager's Toolkit. And one of my new recent books is the 10X Branding and Marketing LLC Blueprint. Sorry about that. 10X Branding and Marketing Blueprint, the psychology of doing business. And I find that book to be pretty interesting. And what I will be doing over time is sharing with you some of the content from that book. However, now that I have introduced myself, to permit me to speak a little bit about Global Capital Inc. before getting into today's program. Today, I will be talking about a very unique program that is titled the Financial Planner's Game Plan. Now, one of the reasons we are going to be introducing this program is largely because we are seeing millions of people across the world. You set financial goal, and what happened? At the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, you develop your New Year resolutions, and what happens at the end of this process leaves so much more to be desired. So we'll be talking about that and giving you a lot of tips and techniques that will position you to be more successful in setting your financial goals. However, let me talk a little bit about Global Capital Inc. just before I get into today's program. Now, Global Capital Inc. It's a very new LLC, INC, and the key focus of the Global Capital Inc. We are now on the ground doing research. We are now building relationships with businesses, and the ultimate vision, the ultimate end game is to be able to present a high content of information relating to debt capital, equity capital, credit capital, and smart capital. Because once you're in business, it's absolutely necessary for you to really understand how the corporate financial world works. And you don't only need to understand the portfolios that exist, you want to understand the pre-qualifications to access those portfolios. Now, once you access, you want to know how to leverage those portfolios effectively. And last but not least, you want to know how to mitigate it. It's the mitigating process that will allow you to save hundreds of thousands and perhaps millions of dollars on the debt portfolio. So that's where we begin. Moving forward, we will certainly be looking at joint venture partnerships and a range of different, private equity and venture capitalists intervention for businesses. But that's enough on Global Capital Inc. And for now, welcome to the first broadcast of Global Capital Inc. online radio and television show. The first topic I want to introduce today is titled The Financial Planner's Game Plan. Now, a lot of time and talent and resources was given to the design of this program, and we designed this program out of our love and concern for the millions of people across the world who have dreams and hopes and aspirations and want to accomplish more. But regardless of how hard they try to make their lives better for themselves and their loved ones, there seem to be some pitfalls, some blocks, something in the road that is preventing them from coming into their greater success story. Well, the financial planner's game plan, once you commit that time, the talent, and the resources to get enough skin in the game, I want to show you that you will be taking away a lot of information that will help you to make better and more informed decision as it relates to setting your goals and enable you to become more successful in, in setting those goals. Now, one of the first things that I want you to write down, I want you to get your pens, I want you to get your paper, and I want you to take note because this information is going to transform your life. All right. And today I'm going to be giving you a lot of information. Some is going to be surface information, but later on we're going to be going into what we call the 10X, Wealth Leadership Boot Camp. We're going to put you guys into a boot camp, a Wealth Leadership Boot Camp that is really going to be giving you from A to Z in terms of, steps that you can take to build wealth. We will talk to you about passive income, cash flow. We'll talk to you about multiple streams of income. We'll talk to you about smart investment strategies. We will talk to you about, uh, assets that not only is performing asset, but gives you asset appreciation. And asset appreciation is going to give you equity leverage and how you can leverage equity to make a lot of money for yourself and your family. So there's a whole lot that we're going to be talking about as time progress. So let's begin. I trust you guys would have had your pens and papers by now. But the first thing that I want you guys to write down is financial goal setting. Financial goal setting. This is so important for you to write down. And as you write it down, I want you to stop for a moment and really ponder upon this word, this, financial goal setting, and really ask yourself this sentence, what it really means to you. Now, one of the things that we have seen is that many person in setting a financial goal, that whole entire process begins and ends with setting a financial goal. And what do I mean? At the end of the year or at the beginning of that year, you set a goal. You set something that you want to achieve within 6 months to a year. And setting that goal becomes the beginning and the end of the entire process. And I want to be candid with you. That is exactly one of the reasons why you fail, because there's 9 steps that you must learn, apply, and master when you are setting financial goals. And over the next few weeks, I will try to go into those 9 steps. In fact, I will go into those 9 steps to ensure that you have the right kind of information to make informed and educated decisions in terms of setting the financial goals and achieving the biggest dreams that you have for yourself. So it begins with financial goal setting. But what exactly is financial goal setting? Now, take this. There's 2 important concepts that I want you to think about right now as it relates to setting the financial goals. And one is called the intention, and the other is called the expectations. All right, I repeat, intention and expectations. Now, in most cases, when you're going in to set a financial goal, you are looking at your expectations. And your expectation says, in 6 months to a year, I want to have $100,000 more in my bank account. I want to have $500,000 more in my bank account, or I want to have $1 million more in my bank account. But that represents your expectations. All right. Now, your expectations must match your intention. Your intention is a reflection of your value proposition. It reflects your intention to add value and fix problems. Now, if your intention does not match your expectations, it's going to undermine the goal that you're going to be setting for yourself. All right? I repeat, if your intention does not match your expectations, it will undermine your efforts to embrace your dreams. And this is exactly what we are seeing. Many persons out there, you have big dreams for yourself that reflects your expectations, but your intention, all right, your ability to add value, your ability to fix problems, your ability to get enough skill in the game is not being adequately looked at. Now let me try to just break this down a little bit more for you, okay? So you have an intention, you have an expectation. Your expectation is to have an additional $1 million sitting in your bank account at the end of the year. But what is your approach to make this happen? For example, you might want to work overtime. Now, if you're working overtime, you are leveraging your time for money. You're leveraging your skill set for money. And regardless of how you look at it, if you're leveraging your time for money or your skill set for money, you are giving value for money. All right. You're adding value and you're fixing problems. And if you don't add value and fix problems in the way it should be done, you're not going to, it's going to compromise you achieving the end results that you have in mind. Now, your intention, again, um, must be focused tremendously on the target market. It must be focused tremendously on people's dreams, hopes, and aspirations. It must be focused on how you can leverage your talent, your skill sets to impact and deliver up to the expectations of those target market above and beyond their expectation. This, the ability to learn, apply, and master, and this is what's going to um, enable you to achieve your expectations. Now, let me go back to this. In designing your intention, because when you set your financial goals, the two things that you want to stand out immediately is your intention versus your expectations. Your expectations versus your intention. Now, your expectations is the financial goals that you set for yourself. The intention is all about you adding value and fixing problems. But guess what? You cannot add value and fix problems well enough, strategically enough, innovative enough, practically enough if you don't take the time to understand people. People just don't get rich. You have to be willing to add value. And how can you put yourself in a position of strength to ensure that you are really adding value? You have to spend time to understand people needs, wants, and expectations, people dreams, hopes, and aspirations. And when you understand this, you can now make a decision to build out a value proposition to reach those people expectations. And there's still more to look at in this regard, because one, you identify, people needs, wants, and expectation, dreams, hopes, and aspirations. You identify how to build out your value proposition. But have you taken the time to really understand if this specific target market can cash flow the way you want it to cash flow? And in most cases, again, you might be speaking to the wrong choir, because the target market don't have the disposable income to perhaps pay for your skill sets. But of course, if you're going to be trading your time for work, you may be able to get somebody to pay for it. It depends. But the analysis needs to go right into all of this. And this is exactly why we have designed this 10x Wealth Leadership Bootcamp, where we work with you, the individual, to ensure that you're getting all of the information that you really need to set financial goals and build enough, transparency, consistency, accountability uh, in relation to setting those goals, and ensure at the end of the day you're going to achieve it. And we have our professional, PFA, certified public accountants. We have professional financial advisors, personal financial advisors to work with you on this particular path to ensure that you are getting enough skin in the game and you are all set to win the game. So I trust that you're following me so far. So far, we talk about financial goal setting. We say that this is only ground zero. There's 9 steps that you need to learn, apply, and master when you're setting financial goals. Uh, you need to master these things if you want to accomplish them. So one of the first things that we've looked at when it comes to financial goal setting is, one, your intention must match your expectations. There is still so much more for us to talk about as relates to financial goal setting, but I'm going to stop here for today because I want to just give you a short introduction today into this program. I want to leave you with some nuggets for you to think about today. And I want to share with me on this podcast, on this YouTube channel, what are your thoughts about what's being discussed? And tell me what is your challenges, and let us work together to help you to get past that. We have a team of persons at Global Capital Inc., online radio and television show that is sitting by here to work with you and to ensure that we are making impact. We're giving you the kind of information that we do believe can and transform your life. I want to say this to you: you are not lack limitation, doubts, and fear. You have the potential to achieve greatness, but you have to make the commitment to get enough skin in the game. You have to get enough, information. You have to have the will and to be able to take informed action. And one of the smartest ways in which you can take informed action is to ensure that you're working with, PFA, professional financial advisors, personal financial advisors that can take the guesswork out of your steps to build wealth and financial independence. All right, so again, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the self published author for several books, including Managers Toolkits, Billionaire Codes, and my most recent book is 10X Branding Marketing LLC, 10X Branding Marketing Blueprint, the psychology of doing business. Now, if you're in business, I want to encourage you to reach out to us. We want to work with you. We have a team of mentor coach that is going to be giving you that support to reach the highest level of your success. Be blessed, and I trust that you did enjoy the first broadcast of Global Capital Inc. Online radio and television show. Be blessed and see you very soon in another broadcast.